Hey guys, welcome back to Shay's Urban Edibles. For those of you that are new here, I'm Shay. Welcome to my garden. I'm in Houston, Texas, Zone 9B. Today, I wanted to take you guys along with me while I harvest my okra seeds from the summer, get some lettuce planted into my Dollar Tree planter, and then I also have some Georgia collards that I started in my hydroponic system that I want to get out into the garden. So, come along. All right, so we can start with this Dollar Tree planter first. I do have a couple of beans in it that are not doing so well, and so I'm gonna pull these out because I have some other beans that are over there in one of my bigger beds that are doing really well. So I'm gonna pull these beans out and then I'm gonna add my lettuce seeds. All right, so the varieties of lettuces and spinach that I plan on adding to this planter, this Dollar Tree planter, are the Merville de Quatre Saisons. Um, it's a leaf lettuce that I want to add. I also have this Yeticule lettuce. And then I have this Merlot lettuce. I've grown the Merlot before. It is absolutely gorgeous. Tastes good too. But the other two, the Merville and the Yeticule, are new to me. I'll also be dropping in a couple of spinach seeds. So this is the Giant Noble. And then I also have this Corenta hybrid, which is supposed to be heat tolerant spinach. So we're going to find out because our temperatures are up and down here in Houston, Texas. And so I'm not sure if it's going to get cool and stay cool or if it's going to get cool and get back hot again. But like I said, our weather's all over the place here. I'm going to first remove these beans. Like I said, they're not doing well in here. I don't want to pull too much of my lettuce. I'm sorry, too much of my soil out. Good thing is those beans are nitrogen fixers, and so because lettuce is mostly a leafy plant, that is a good thing for the lettuce. There's another one down here. This one actually has a decent sized bean on it. I don't know, maybe I'll leave this one in there. It actually looks okay. So I also have this sage up here at the top. But what I do want to add is a little more soil to each one of these little pockets. And I'm going to drop a couple of seeds into each one of these. That's already got something sprouting in it, so I'm not going to put anything in there. I think this is probably snapdragon seeds that I dropped there. There's some over here as well. Put some in here. Let's do the front side first. Put some up here. And then a little bit at the top. Let me get my water hose because I do want to put a little water on it before I drop the seeds. I do also want to add in a little bit of bone meal to help the root structure. I know it doesn't bloom, but the root system is still a very important part of the plant. And so you want to make sure your root system is good and intact. That helps for a bigger, healthier plant. Oops, that's a little too much in that one. There were so many hawks flying over my backyard this morning. I was thinking they were seeing my chickens, but then again, I also thought about my little dog because she's so tiny. I would hate for them to scoop down and get her, so I've been making her stay in the house unless we're out here with her. I don't know why. And there was like, I want to say at least 12 to 15 of them just flying around. I was like, oh my God. It almost made me scared to come out of the house. I've seen some of the nightmares on YouTube where people see the hawks and the owls getting into their chicken coop and stuff like that. So I did go around my chicken coop to make sure it's secure, to be on the safe side. And for the most part, it looks pretty secure, but you know, those animals, they can find a way. They can find a way. Just like humans. There's a will, there's a way. So hopefully they won't be staying around too long. I used to let my chickens out of the coop pretty often. But around this time of the year, I start to see more hawks in the area. During the summertime, I may see a few, but not nearly as many as I see now during the fall and the winter. I guess because of the changing temperatures, things get scarce on the ground that they can eat. Maybe the rats aren't out as often, and so they have to actually start hunting. All right, I got my bone meal in all of my holes. It's been mixed in, except for this one. All right, we're good to go on that. Woohoo! All right, we're good to go on that. Like I said, my bone meal has been added to all of my holes. I need to add a little bit on the top. All right, where's my water hose? Put this down, and then we can start dropping our seeds. Oh, I hope that's not getting in my bone meal. Just a little bit. Move my seeds too. All right, we're going to start. Let's start with our spinach seeds at the top. This noble spinach, giant noble. I picked these seeds up from the Dollar Tree, and so there aren't that many in here. Plus, I've already taken some out on a previous planting last year. But this is what they look like. They're little white seeds. See, that's the spinach seed. Like I said, I'm going to drop a couple in each place. Maybe actually drop 3. So that's 3. The seed is a pretty decent size, so I think it has enough strength to break through these small pieces of wood. If it's too big, I'm going to remove it. That's 1. 2. Let me drop 1 over there. All right, that's 3. And I need to put a little more water. It's feeling kind of dry in there. So we got some spinach at the top. Let me go ahead and add a spinach here. That's 3 spinach. Then I'll do these 3 will be the burgundy lettuce. Good job, JoJo. Now these, good job, JoJo. These seeds are very tiny. They are tiny like carrot seeds. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see them. See how tiny they are? Good job, JoJo. And so I'm going to sprinkle these in the next 3 below. Good job, JoJo. All right, now you're getting carried away, JoJo. I'm dropping quite a few of these seeds because, like I said, they are very tiny. All right. Next, I'm going to put this heat tolerant spinach in there. So we got these 3, these 3. I'm going to work on these 3. Good job, JoJo. Let's see just how big these spinach seeds are. Like I said, this is called Carenta Hybrid. I believe I picked this up at Walmart because it's that yellow and orange brand. And these spinach seeds, they're white as well. They look very similar to the spinach seeds, the giant noble spinach seeds. And I'm going to drop 3 or 4 seeds in here as well. Need a couple more. This is only 2. All right, we got those in there. Next is going to be this Mervale lettuce. So we got these 3, these 3, these 3. I'm going to work on these 3. Oh, these are dark. They're still tiny like the carrot seeds, but they're a darker colored seed. Gorgeous. That's the Mervale seed. The lettuce is really, really pretty on the front of the package. Oh no, I already planted that one. I need to plant these 2. And these seeds, like I said, they're very tiny, and so I'm dropping quite a few of them in there. I will come back and put a label in there later. I do want to get them sprayed one more time, especially the ones on the top. All right. So I left 2 okra plants in the ground. One of them is my motherland okra, and that's her growing up there. So all of those pods are ready for the seeds to be removed. And then I also left this burgundy okra here, and those pods are very dried out as well. And so I did want to take those off of the plants so that I can start harvesting the seeds. Once I take my pods off, I will also be able to pull these out of the ground for next year. Oh, the seeds are popping out. Look at that. They're definitely ready to be harvested. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's open and you can see the seeds in there. So these are the burgundy okra seeds. I got one pod at the very top that is not dry. But all the rest of these are dry. You can hear it. It sounds like a baby's rattle. All right, so that's all of the burgundy okra seeds. I need to find something else to drop my motherland okra seeds in because I don't want them to get mixed up. And there's so many. All right, this is dry, so I'm gonna put my burgundy okra seeds in here. And then the motherland, since there's so many, can go in here. Oh, perfect, it broke. You hear that? You can hear those rattling inside as well. It's still a little hard to get them off. Just like on the burgundy plant, there's one that's not dried. Yeah, this thing got so tall, I stopped harvesting from it. Because I don't have one of those A-frame ladders. I just have a ladder that you can kind of lean against the building. And so I definitely need to invest into an A-frame ladder so that I can get all of my okra next year. That's one of my most favorite vegetables to grow. I like it fried, stewed, baked, boiled. Oh, I like it in gumbo too. And I recently saw a recipe online where you can take it and put it in the air fryer. You take a little bit of paprika and some salt, pepper, and garlic powder, and whip up a little bit of olive oil on there. Mix it all together and then throw it in the air fryer. I think on 400 or 375 and cook it for about 15 minutes. Oh, it is so delicious. And so I will have plenty of motherland okra seeds for next year. And I believe okra seeds are good for up to 4 years, 4 or 5 years. But you know, the longer you have the seed, the less viable it becomes. And so there is still that possibility that it may not germinate as it gets older, as the seeds get older. But this one's hard to get off. Ouch. Now imagine if I would have been able to harvest all of these to eat. And motherland is a very good okra. I enjoyed it most out of all the okras that I grew this year. I think I had, I want to say 4 different varieties. I had the emerald okra, I had the orange jean, I had this burgundy okra, and I had this motherland okra. I had one other okra as well besides the Clemson spineless. I also had that one. And I believe I will be having some additional varieties next year. Oh, I did also start some of that jambalaya okra, but the jambalaya okra never took off, so I didn't get a chance to try it this year. All right, we're almost finished, people. Be patient with me. Oops. Oh, couple more. I will probably put this okra plant in, cut it up and put it in the fire pit. Got this one, and this is the last one. All right, so that's it for the okras. Let's see if this one's gonna break. No, no, I'm gonna have to dig that one up. All right, so that's all the okra that I harvested for growing. I got plenty of okra seeds, probably about 50 or more seeds in each one of those pods. Have these Georgia collards that need to go outside. I started these in the hydroponic system. I did a video on it, so if you guys haven't seen that video, please go back and watch it. But this is where they're at. It's nice and cool out there, so I think that they will be okay if I put them outside right now. And I'm going to put them in a shaded area so that they can adjust to the temperatures overnight. And then tomorrow they should be good to go. I also have this fennel that I need to move out as well. I do have my raised bed mix. Let me grab a few pots. I got 3, 4, 5. I got 6 pots. Now let me go and grab the hydroponics from outside, from inside. All right, so I grabbed my collards from inside. I want you guys to see the root system on them since I started them in the hydroponic system. Look at, oops, look at those roots. I just hope I can keep them all intact once I try and transfer them to the soil. And look at that growth. I'm anxious for them to start producing. Whoops. See how windy it is out here still from the little cool front we got a couple of days ago. All right, so I didn't lose too many of the roots, just a few. Should still be able to make a comeback from this. This will make a little more room for me to drop a couple of more seeds in there. I want to, actually, you know what? I may just start over a whole nother one because I have the fennel in that one. And fennel is not supposed to be grown with anything because it puts off some type of chemical into the soil. I lost quite a few more roots with this one. Really get them watered in. Okay, that's better. Last one. I already broke a couple of leaves off. Ooh, quite a few roots gone. Dang it, where'd that pot go? All right, let's get these watered in. And then I will put them in the shade where it's nice and cool and they can make the necessary adjustments to being outside. All right, put this in a shady spot. All right, good people, that's going to be it for this video. I appreciate you all for tagging along. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already and you're considering doing so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, hit the notifications. That way you're made aware every time I put out a new video. If you have comments, questions, or suggestions, I'd appreciate it if you could leave it down in the comments. And in the meantime, between time, I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.